what's the difference? My first time going out versus going out these days. Well, I'll tell you the story about the first time I went out um, as myself. And so I was living on my own right before the pandemic started, and I went out with my friend and his girlfriend, and we were going to a known queer bar where there was almost exclusively um, gay men and women, and it's probably one of the most famous places in Toronto, and it's actually getting torn down. I think it's called Cruise and Tangos. Anyways, so I spent 4 hours getting myself ready. Applying the makeup, taking it all off, applying the makeup, taking it all off until I was kind of happy with how it turned out. And then, I went through my entire closet, picking out outfits and pieces. And finally, I settled on like a skirt, pantyhose, kind of penny loafers, and kind of like a tight shirt. I think it was like a high neck short sleeve shirt. And so I'm ready. I've done my makeup. I put a wig on at the time because my hair wasn't hadn't grown in, and yeah, I thought I was ready. And so I probably started getting ready around like 5 o'clock. I think it was around 9 o'clock when my friend came to pick me up, and I was sitting there freaking out because on my mind was this tremendous anxiety of going out for the first time, because this was the first time I was ever going to be vulnerable, the first time someone was going to see me as myself. And so that was extraordinarily anxiety inducing for me. Um, Terrified, but also exhilarated, also exciting, because it was the first time I was going to be out as myself. So it was a really, really, really big step. And so he comes over, and him and his girlfriend, and I'm like, okay, bye, I'm not going. And he's like, don't be silly, you look great, let's go. And so I kind of, I count myself as kind of being somebody who really like goes for it, right? I'm either all or nothing. And so I'm standing on the threshold of the door from my apartment, and I literally could not step over the line, right? And he's there, and he's like, Victoria, get the fuck out the door. So I'm like, I couldn't do it. And then finally he like yanks me out the door, and I'm on the other side of the door, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so scared. Finally, we get to the elevator, which is only like a couple of steps away. And then once the elevator doors closed, I feel like I just settled, because then I was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So we get in the car and we get downtown and we get into the bar, and I'm like way overdressed for this bar. Everyone is dressed like in jeans and a t-shirt, or, everyone looks homeless. And here I am like coming like I just like had a power meeting at the bank. And, and I'm older, and I'm like everything just, but I walk in and I'm like, let's do this. And, I'm feeling as confident as I can be. And I walk right to the bar, and I order myself a drink because I need something to, to take the edge off the anxiety. And then as soon as I get there, the bartender is like super nice. And she's like, oh my God, you look so great. And then this girl beside me on the other side of the bar was like, oh my God, you look so cute, and blah, 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 blah. And those little kindnesses, that little bit of, you know, love that they showed me, oh, it went so far. It went so far. It allowed me to just settle, and just to, not to be confident, but to just be happy that I was there, and I felt welcomed, and I felt safe. And ended up having an absolute great night. I actually danced, and for me that is, at least back then, was unheard of. and I would dance. And now I love dancing. Um, I won't say that I'm good at dancing, but I do love dancing these days. Got back home feeling literally exhilarated by it all. It was so validating and such an amazing experience. And every day after that, it got a lot easier. Contrast that to these days when I procrastinate till the very last second and then I jump into the shower. I do my face in 10 minutes or less, usually just put eyeliner, a lip gloss, try to brush my hair, and put on a cute outfit and out the door. Um, Such a difference. And now when I go out, I obviously go out with my girlfriend, Madison, and we have an amazing time, and we always have such a great time going out. And now these days, when I get home from the bar, I'm usually less exhilarated and more just beat because I've taken 25,000 steps while dancing. Um, so that's kind of the before and now. And I think that a lot of people they get stuck before that big first step, and they know that that's something that they want to do, but they can't overcome that initial fear. And I'm here to tell you that it does get better and it does get easier. And you build that confidence over time. And, instead of getting ready for 4 hours or 3 hours, these days I get ready in 15 minutes. And with so much less anxiety and so much happier and just feeling, you know, happy to go out and have fun with my friends. So if that's you and you're waiting and you're, thinking, "Oh, I'm never going to be able to do it. I'm never going to be able to do it." I promise you it is all in your head. Those worst case scenario, those thoughts, they're so unlikely to come true. Or at least not all of them. Of course, plan your day. Don't go to a NRA show, don't go to a Republican convention. Go and show up at a place where you're more likely to, be welcomed with open arms, and go with friends. And, and those experiences build that confidence and they build that internal belief that you can do this because you can. One way or the other, if you believe you can't, you can't. And if you believe you can, you can.